Hey guys, my name is Divya. I am a doctor and I recently took the SHRM exam. I have been in a management role with a healthcare company for a while, so management exams attract me, and SHRM was definitely one of them. I passed my SHRM exam and thus I've been doing a series of videos to help everybody out in the community to get certified. I really hope that these videos are helping you. If they are, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. Okay guys, so today's video is all about how I took notes and made connections while I was studying for the SHRM exam. So this is a highly requested video and people have reached out to me with all sorts of questions. People have asked me what kind of notes I made, how I made my notes, what kind of gadgets did I use. So I do want to address them one by one. And then towards the end of this video, I also want to give you a sneak peek into one of my notes, into one of my files as to what I did and why I think that's important. Okay, so first things first, people have reached out asking me whether I have a fancy iPad Pro or any other tablet or fancy gadget or equipment, which is where I took notes with a pencil or a stylus, and that's what made my life easier. So the answer to that question is very easy, and the answer is no. I do not own an iPad Pro. I do think it's a very nice and sophisticated piece of equipment, but I don't own it, and I don't own a tablet. I do have a laptop with me. It's one of the simpler laptops, and all I did on it was access the learning management system, which was purchased from the SHRM learning website, and that's how I did most of my studying. So somewhere halfway through while I was studying for the SHRM exam, I got what I call the tired eye syndrome. And the reason I call it that is because when you're studying quite a bit and looking at a screen while studying, people like me do get eye fatigue quite a bit. I think eyes start hurting and you get headaches more often. And this is proven by medical science, I can tell you that, and I've experienced it, so I hope that you believe me. So I went down to good old paper. I tried to just copy paste some of the notes and print them on paper so that I could just study off of good old paper and pen. And this is what helped me the most. Not a fancy tablet, not any stylus, pen, no fancy gadgets, good old pen and paper, some sticky notes and some highlighters. That's really all I used for studying. So the second most important question and most received question has been whether I made copious handwritten notes or typed out a lot of my notes before I took the exam. And the answer to that is also simple, and it's a no. So a lot of people have told me that they handwrite all their notes and actually make notes for every single topic and every single subtopic in the learning management system, or they've already ordered the books from SHRM and yet they're making handwritten notes or typing something out on their laptop. So I really admire and salute that kind of dedication. I usually don't have that. And the reasoning again is very simple. I have this fear that I'm going to miss something out while I'm writing something down or typing it out. So I trust the pre-printed books or pre-printed online material way more, and I just want to keep looking at it while reviewing or revising, whether it's the first time or the next time. If I print something out, because I copy paste something and then print something, it's really just to give my eyes a bit of relief, a bit of a break, so that I don't have to have a glare, a light staring into my face, into my eyes, and for that I do think good old pen and paper is really helpful. So what I want to do now is tell you what is even more important than making notes. So I do think that the thing that's more important than making notes is making connections. And I want to go into one of my files and show you what I really mean by making connections while studying. So let's get right into it. Okay guys, this is the Word document that I made on leadership, and I thought that I will share it with all of you. I chose this particular competency only because it's the first one on the SHRM Learning Management website. No other reason, really. I just thought it would be nice to share and see what it looks like. So when I'm reading my notes, I do like to highlight and write over if it's pen and paper. If it's just a Word document on my laptop, then obviously I just stick with highlighting. So here, as you can see, if I found something important, like a statement by a French management theorist, Henry Fayol, then I've highlighted it. And if there was a topic that I thought was talking about interesting, important things, then I would just put an IMP next to it and highlight it, and INC just stands for important. So I did think approaches to leading like coercive, authoritative, affiliative, democratic, and pace setting were really important, that we should be able to explain these, give examples, and really understand and apply them. So in general, I would read through every single thing in my notes and go in order. Some people like to jump around. I just, again, have the fear of missing out. I don't want to miss out a topic. So I don't jump around too much. I just go in order, and I feel that saves me the trouble of remembering what I've done and not done. So the other important topic that has been covered under leadership is leadership theories. So if you look around in the learning management system and look at the practice exams and post exams, you will realize that some of the questions do come from leadership theories, and it's important to know the names and the traits of all the theories. So you can see here that I've highlighted things that may or may not be intuitive, but I felt were important. So for example, Blake Moten's theory. Intuitively, I wouldn't really know what that theory is all about, but now that I've read about it, I know it's about tasks and employees, focuses a lot on relationship management, and talks about 5 different types of managers. So I do think we should know all of that. Under Hershey-Blanchard's theory, I think we should know about the appropriate behaviors that they talk about and be able to explain it. Similarly with any other theory. So once I would go through my notes and do everything in order, I would look for things that I felt are important, leadership theories or traits being one of them, and I'd also try and make connections. So let me just explain what I mean by making a connection. When I reached this point in studying the leadership competency, this section is called motivation theories. I started reading up about motivation theories, and here they are. Theory X, Theory Y, needs theory, Herzberg's theory, McClellan's theory, self-determination, Vroom's theory, attribution theory, Heidner, Weiner, and the goal-setting theory. So I think these are also important theories just because of the way that they're worded, and I think we should know about the great management theorists and people who've defined these theories, so I would commit all of these to memory. But while studying and going through the entire competency, once I was done, I tried to recollect leadership theories and motivation theories. And this is what I realized. I realized that I could not name half of them, and I was getting confused between the names of the motivation theorists and leadership theorists. So here's what I really mean by making a connection. Making a connection means that we should be able to recollect and differentiate between different things. So I made a nice little table for myself as to what the leadership theories were and what the motivation theories were. I think this is important so that you don't confuse and jumble up things, because it's really, really easy to do that when there's so much material to study. So here is my little list. I know just by looking at it that traits theory, behavioral theory, situational theories, and emergent theory belongs to leadership, whereas theory X, theory Y, needs theory, expectancy, attribution, and goal setting belong to motivation. It's also important to remember the names, so please do that, and please remember the explanation and the attribute. Okay guys, so that was a quick sneak peek into my notes, into the Word document, and how I made my notes, what I highlighted, what I felt was important, and most importantly, how I put it all together and made connections. I really, really hope that these videos are helping you. Thank you so much for watching.